Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are cracking the code on one of the biggest tech stories out there, the Apple iPhone. We're going to dive deep into the strategy that keeps them right at the very top of the food chain. So let's just get right to it. It's the big question, right? In a market that is absolutely flooded with great phones, why do millions and millions of people happily pay a premium for an iPhone year after year? Is it really just about that shiny logo, or is there something much, much deeper going on? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. All right. To get to the truth, here's our game plan. We're going to start by looking at what I like to call the Apple Enigma. Then, we'll break down the three core pillars of their success before we wrap it all up with a final verdict. Think of this as our roadmap to understanding their dominance. Okay, first up, the Apple Enigma. And here's the most important thing you need to get your head around. With Apple, you are never, ever just buying a product. You're buying a ticket into a whole world that they have meticulously, and I mean meticulously, designed for you. The best way to think about it is like a Hollywood blockbuster. Every single detail, from the moment you unbox it to the apps you use every day, is scripted, directed, and produced with one goal: to make the iPhone feel like so much more than just a piece of glass and metal. This isn't a happy accident. It's a playbook they have perfected. So, how do they actually pull this off? Well, that brings us to pillar number one, the seamless experience. This is all about the immediate stuff, what you see and feel the second you pick up an iPhone. It's that tangible, in-your-hand quality. It all starts with that buttery smooth performance. You know what I'm talking about. It just works. And that's because Apple designs the hardware and the software together, so they're perfectly in sync. Then you've got the camera. Now, Apple isn't just chasing the highest megapixel count. They're obsessed with the science behind a great photo, the image processing, the color accuracy, and finally, the build quality. When you hold an iPhone, it just feels premium. It feels solid. That's not an accident. That's by design. And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. An iPhone is built to last, not just physically, but aesthetically. They're designed to not feel old and dated after a single year, which, really helps people justify that higher price tag in the long run. Okay, let's move on to pillar number two, the long-term advantage. This is where the whole strategy gets really clever. It shifts from just selling you a great phone for today to convincing you that you're making a smart investment for the future. And this is a super important shift in thinking. You're not just dropping a bunch of money on a phone. No, you're buying a device that's been engineered to deliver value for years to come. And Apple doesn't just say this, they actually back it up. I mean, just take a look at this. The difference here is night and day. An iPhone will get critical software updates. We're talking new features and, more importantly, security patches for 5, sometimes 6 years. Most Android phones, you're lucky to get 2 or 3. This means your iPhone doesn't just work longer, it stays safe and up-to-date for way, way longer. And here's where the money talks. Because of that premium build and that long-term support, iPhones hold their value like nothing else in the industry. So when it's finally time to upgrade, you get a huge chunk of your money back. This makes the actual cost of owning one over its whole life a lot lower than you might think. And that brings us to pillar number 3, which you could argue is the most powerful weapon in Apple's entire arsenal. This is their strategic moat, the thing that makes it so darn hard to leave. Some people call it the golden cage. We're talking about the ecosystem. It's the simple but brilliant idea that your iPhone isn't just a phone. It's the central hub in a whole universe of connected Apple products. Your Mac, your iPad, your Apple Watch, and they all just talk to each other, perfectly and seamlessly. It's their single biggest advantage over the competition. And this isn't some abstract concept. It creates these little moments of magic in your day that honestly become addictive. You copy a link on your phone, and boom, it's right there, ready to paste on your laptop. A call comes in, but your phone's in the other room? No problem. Just answer it on your watch. These tiny conveniences add up to create an experience that is incredibly hard to walk away from. Now, a massive piece of this ecosystem, the foundation it's built on, is trust. Apple has made privacy a cornerstone of its brand. Things like app tracking transparency, which gives you control over who's watching you, or secure Face ID. These aren't just features. They're a promise that your private life will stay private. It makes you feel safe inside those golden walls. So, we've walked through the 3 pillars: that premium experience, the incredible long-term value, and of course, that all-powerful ecosystem. So let's bring it all home and answer the big question we started with. Is the iPhone really worth it? Look, let's be real. The downsides are definitely there. iPhones cost more upfront, you can't customize them nearly as much as an Android phone, and you've only got a few models to choose from. But the trade-off is what you get in return:
rock-solid reliability, that seamless integration we talked about, and proven, tangible long-term value.
So here it is, the key takeaway. Apple's dominance doesn't come from any one single thing. It's the powerful combination of this three-part formula: a superior product that holds its value over time, that all works together flawlessly inside a secure ecosystem. Each part makes the other parts stronger, creating this powerful cycle that is just incredibly difficult for anyone else to compete with. And that leaves us with one last, really interesting question to chew on. The very thing that makes the Apple experience so incredible, that seamless, interconnected world, is the exact same thing that makes it so hard to leave. So, is it a brilliant feature that just makes our lives better? Or is it a beautiful trap designed to keep us locked in forever? That, right there, might be the true genius of the Apple advantage.